Hello everyone, this is Russell Carlin, and these are my tips to help you in this program and, well, pretty much any program that you are in. And the first thing I want to touch on is lynda.com. In your package, your startup package, you get a subscription to lynda.com, and you really should use it because it is a nice supplement to your actual courses. They just really help because mainly with the Illustrator and Photoshop, because with this program it's not exactly like a graphic design, or it's not a art major. So I mean, they do, obviously teach you a lot of stuff, but the lessons on lynda.com really help you just refine your skills with it. And there's tons. I think there's like 48 different ones for Illustrator and then 125 for Photoshop. So there's a lot of them in there. And also Premiere, which is what I'm using for making my videos. You have to make a lot of videos, and the Premiere Pro lessons really help you out. They taught me how to actually do them and have everything set up correctly and everything, because it's kind of confusing with especially the Premiere Pro, because there's so many tools, because it's a very robust program, so there's many different things that you can do with it. Well, if you're new and you're not really into that kind of thing, it's really daunting, because you're just sitting there looking at all these options and all these settings, and you're just like, what do I do with this? And the lessons on here really help you figure all that out. Yeah, it's just a really good tool that you get to use, that you get from your package. And as you can see here, it's $375 a year, which is a good amount of money. And so you might as well use that if you're paying that. And the next thing I was going to talk about is Google. If you haven't already don't already know about this, I don't know where you've been living, but Google everything, and you can find so many answers and so many tricks and tips with this Google. And then after you Google them and find things, save them. As you can see, I have tons and tons and tons of websites saved in my tools, and there's even more on my Windows OS. So definitely save everything that you find, because later on you might need that. And a lot of times you find things that you don't even need at the moment, but you're just like, oh, that's really cool, I might need that later. So save them. And also save all of your Lynda stuff too, which there's a bookmarks in actual lynda.com. And the next thing is Wimba, and also asking questions to your instructors, because they are also a very useful tool. And going to the Wimbas also has the benefits of other people asking questions. They might be a little bit further than you in the week's work or whatever, and you haven't got to that. Well, so you don't have that issue yet. Well, they ran into the issue, and so they asked the questions, and then you can just listen and find the answers. So then when you come up to that issue that you might even have an issue with that also, then you could be like, oh, well, I learned from the Wimba that, blah, blah, blah. So it's very useful. And also there's they give a lot of little tidbits and little, Easter eggs, I guess, in all of the Wimbas usually. And just little side information that is extremely helpful, and you'll want to be a part of that. And also just to interact with everyone. It's good just to see how everyone else is doing, and kind of getting a measurement of how you're doing just based on everyone else. And the last thing I want to talk about is organization and time management. As you can see here, I have all my class stuff in a folder called class stuff, and then each class I have the initials. And actually what I've started doing here the last few months is actually having each week and then each thing in each week. Being organized is extremely helpful, not only in just your files, but also in your actual programming, and in your design for in Photoshop and stuff, your layers. Having all that organized helps you so much, because when you're, later on when you have, hundreds of lines of code and you're trying to find everything, it's a pain if you don't have it all organized. It's just absolutely terrible. And also a trick that I like to do is whatever class that I'm in for the current moment, I drag over here to the sidebar so I can easily get to it. You just drag them over there, so then I can just be like, okay, here. I just click on whatever class I'm trying to get at, and it's very, very helpful being organized. And also with the time management, not waiting till the last day, because I admit I have an issue with procrastination. And a few times I've really, really cut it close because I'll be starting like the day before or, the day of when things need to be due. And when you're doing the programming stuff, you're coding, that's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea. Do not wait until the last day or the day before or even 2 days before. You need to start like right after you get your assignment done for that week. You turn it in on Thursday, Friday, you should be looking at it, because if you don't, you more than likely will have lots of issue. It will be just really bad, and you don't want that. So starting early, getting everything done is always a great idea. So, okay, that is all for my tips and advice for your program and helping you get through it. And good luck on all of your courses and the rest of your program. And thank you for watching.